friends, welcome back to my channel and happy Valentine's Day. I am today, not right now as I film this, but today, the day that I am uploading this, I'm going to the dentist. I'm going to have 2 fillings replaced. Fun times on Valentine's Day, no less. When I made the appointment, she was like, are you sure you want it on the 14th? I'm like, yeah, it's cool. Let's just get it done. So that's going to be happening to me in the real world today. But back in time, I am showing you my unsexy favourites, all of my favourite things, all of the things that I am actually quite excited to talk about, but they don't seem exciting. They're not like, can't wait to tell them about this, because it's not makeup, it's not, it's not something that's like fun, but they are things that I am somewhat passionate to talk about. I have spoken about several of them before, but I thought it might be fun to put them all in one compact video on Valentine's Day, the sexiest day of the year. Right, where to start? I'm going to start with eye drops, because do people talk about eye drops? Maybe not, but I think I found my favourite ones. I still haven't tried the is it called Haikusan? They're so expensive, number one. Number two, I want to get them from Boots and get my Boots points. I'm going to get them this year. I'm definitely going to order them because I've got a little voucher to use on Boots, but I'm being very careful. I'm not spending money on makeup and beauty. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. We've been over this in a million videos. But I'm like really pulling back on that whole like overspending on everything, but makeup and beauty specifically, and then clothing. And because of that, I've got this £25 voucher burning a hole in my pocket. But I want to spend it on something fun, because that's like bonus. That's like free money. So at the same time, I'm going to buy all the things that I need, like replacement moisturizer, replacement cleanser. I'm going to get those Haikusan drops. But for now, I am repurchasing my favourite ones, and I thought it was worth mentioning if you do have really dry eyes. It seems to me that it is seasonal. I got it for the first time around this time last year when it was super cold, and I've got them in the car, I've got them on my bed, I've got them at work, I've got them downstairs, I've got them everywhere, because it just gets to a point where I'm like, I can't deal with I think these might be empty. Oh no, I've got a little left in it. It gets to the point where I literally cannot get, like, there's no liquid. Oh, now they're empty. There's no liquid in my eyeballs, and I'm like driving like this. It's unsafe. It's unsafe. So this time last year when I talked about it, so many people said, perimenopause. Isn't everything perimenopause? I'll tell you what else someone told me with perimenopause this week, and I looked it up, and oh my God, losing your teeth. So like I said at the beginning, I am going to the dentist today, and part of the reason I'm going to the dentist, other than to have those fillings replaced, is my dentist said that they think I have 10% bone loss in my teeth, which is frustrating because I haven't had a cavity in more than 10 years. So it's clearly not my oral health or like, general habits. Otherwise I'd be like, filling left and right. So what's going on? And the dentist that I spoke to before made me feel neglectful, honestly. It made me feel really, really bad. Like I wasn't taking care of my teeth. Like, do you do this? Do you do that? I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I spoke to another dentist who was much nicer. Weirdly, that other dentist, I only had one appointment with him and then he went away. I actually made a little video about this, I think it was last summer, because I had my whole mouth numbed to do an undergum cleaning, and he injected me in 20 separate areas. And he I know this is going to gross you out, but he really was not gentle about it. I was sore for a week. My gums were bruised. And when I talked about this in a video, people were like, that's not true. That didn't happen. Who would lie about this? Who would lie about this? I don't know. My mistake was posting that on TikTok, and it got some traction. So then I had lots of strangers who don't know who I am saying like, why is she lying about this weird thing you would never get injected 20 times? It wasn't 20 vials of anesthetic, but it was 20 injection sites, and it was sore for a long time afterwards. Anyway, thankfully I never saw that man again. But I was really nervous to go to the dentist then, because then it puts something in your head. You're like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go. And I think this is a problem, because with anything like this, any kind of health, anything where they put you in a position where you're scared, then you're not going to go. Let's not even talk about smears, but that's for another time. Anyway, so the most recent dentist I saw said, and my previous dentist in the past had said, predisposed to like inflamed gums and gum disease. And I'm like, well, that's great. And now I'm seeing this hygienist. I need to go to the hospital to have an x-ray to see the extent of the bone loss. And then someone last week said something about losing your teeth in menopause, and I started reading and I was like, bone loss in menopause? This is what this is. This is what is causing this. Oh my God. It is truly the gift that keeps on giving. Anyway, for me, my main first symptom was dry eyes. Obviously, all the hormonal stuff. I have had some other physical symptoms in the past few months that's made me think, I think it's really finally taking root. I feel like for my 40th birthday, it will land. I think I've got a little bit more time, and then next year we might be really dealing with something. But yeah, it's definitely a symptom that lots of people suffer with, and I didn't even tell you what the drops were. I'm in a chatty mood today. Optrex Moisturising Eye Drops for dry eyes. I've tried so many different drops. I would recommend, I don't know if this is, I can't say anything on the back about it, but I would recommend if you have sensitive eyes, which apparently I do, trying to look for ones without preservatives, because I bought some moisturising eye drops the other day, and I've had a couple in the past that have done this, and it's kind of led me to believe maybe they're supposed to do this, I don't know. But they sting my eye, like they burn so much I can't even open my eyes. And it only lasts for a few seconds and then it goes away, and then my eyes are relieved. And I mentioned this in a vlog and someone was like, no brainer, but if it hurts your eyes, don't do it. Fair enough, okay, so I'll stop doing that. And then when I was Googling it, Google is my friend, apparently it's the preservatives that you can have a sensitivity to. So if you do try eye drops and they sting your eyes, don't keep using them like me. Why would you do that? Who would do that? Who would do that? But these have been the best ones for me. They're really, really soothing, but very like instantly feel better with none of that like burny sensation. So eye drops, God, what are we like 10 minutes in already? Eye drops is number one. I suppose I could probably then lead on to something else that's eye related. The Pixi Detoxify. This is not something that I sleep with them on. However, well, actually no, I'll start with this because I would. Whatever moisturiser I'm using, at the moment I'm using the E45, and so that's why I'm mentioning it, because it's definitely the unsexiest moisturiser that I have. Unsexiest is not a word, is it? The least sexy moisturiser, but it's also the best. I've been using my Skin and Me pretty religiously again, and so I'm going through that like retinol ugly phase, and I've got lots of flaking around here. And E45 is just absolutely amazing. You know, if you've damaged your skin barrier, if you've got like any kind of soreness, it's great for everything. It's even good for eczema. It's good for like anything that you would use. You know, the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Balm, which is way more expensive. Anything you would use that for, you can use this for, and it costs a fraction of the price. It's just really, really good stuff. And good to have in the house as well, which is always what I said about the La Roche-Posay. And then I started buying this again and thought, why was I ever spending the money on that? I don't know. But it is basically just like a paraffin, what is it? White soft paraffin, light liquid paraffin. Everyone's used this surely at some point. Good for dry, flaky skin, eczema, itchy skin, psoriasis and sunburn. It's a good thing to have in the house, and I have been using it as my final moisturiser recently. Also, another little thing, I haven't actually had that in a couple of weeks, I would say, and so I forgot it existed, but I also get the periocular dermatitis around here, which again is a perimenopause symptom. Never had it my whole life. It kind of is like, dermatitis is kind of like a psoriasis looking red flaky rash around your eyes. And so that is why I originally bought E45 for that. And then I just started using it everywhere, never looked back. So I kind of have been putting this around my eyes as and when. And then the Pixi eye gels. So if you've never used these before, honestly, they keep sending them to me. I haven't actually purchased any. I think I purchased them once, but I've had a lot sent to me over the years. And I said, as I was coming to the end of my last batch, I said I was going to buy are they called the Dew? I think it's Dew is the brand that make like a silicone, like reusable version of this, so that I could just put it over the top of an eye cream or whatever it was I was using. It felt less wasteful, because this is a real solid piece of plastic that is not a refillable pot, which I don't feel great about. And I use these all the time, so I really felt like a reusable thing would be a good thing for me. Anyway, they sent me them again, so this is where I am. And in truth, I do love them, but I wish that they just invented something that they just slot inside this, instead of you having to have a really hard single-use plastic thing every single time. But I am eventually going to get those reusable ones because I just put them on over the top of something and it helps, like it'll help lock in that E45 that I've just put on. It's not just going to evaporate into the air because something is on top of it, sealing it in. And then obviously whatever is on top of whatever is like soaking into this gel is also absorbing. There is something to this, I swear. When I take these off, the lines that I have around my eyes are reduced. Temporary, it's all temporary, but it is true. In the vein of being vain, I also have been taping my face. Now, I bought this tape originally to face tape with, and it lasted all of about 3 nights. The idea was, I'll show you, very specifically for my 11s, I am, what's the word I'm looking for? Committed. I am committed to not Botoxing or filling. Famous last words, but I really don't want to do it. I am, as you know, I'm not telling you that I'm like, oh my God, nobody needs to be doing this. Why do you care? I care. I care a lot. But I don't want to do that. I want to avoid that if I can. I want to avoid anything where I am injecting something into myself. I can't say I've not been tempted in the past, but that is how I feel. I would like to not. You know, give it another 10 years and I'm not going to make myself feel bad if I change my mind. But right now, I don't want to. And so I originally bought this tape. It's just like a microporous tape. That's just like a medical tape. Like you would stick things on, you know, like, what's the word I'm looking for? There's paint on this. Can I just pretend that this was an intentional style motif? At some point I wore this to paint in and then I decided I wanted to actually wear it as a jumper again and it still has paint on it. And I'm just gonna like go with it like, bought it like this, you know, like ripped jeans. It's just part of the vibe, you know? So yeah, microporous tape, you know, like when you get those big bandages and you have to wrap it around this. This is what you would use it for, so it's dead cheap. I know people can get face tape and stuff. I just don't see, unless you've got like super sensitive skin that needs a particular kind of tape, then just buy that tape. I don't think you need like Frownies or any of the specifically branded things. But I didn't use it. I just couldn't be bothered to remember to do this. And then last week, beginning of last week, I was looking up various things because I've been feeling rubbish recently. And I was just like, how to feel less congested, how to like, you know, just generally feel better. And one of the things was mouth taping overnight. Now, the only thing I'd heard about mouth taping was that it gives you like a snatched jaw, which I think is nonsense. I think it's been debunked that this is not a real thing. So I never really went down that rabbit hole. But there are loads of other benefits of mouth taping. I'm not going to remember them off the top of my head, but basically, in a nutshell, what I do remember is when you breathe through your nose rather than your mouth, the air is filtered. Whereas if you breathe through your mouth, it isn't. Also, gum disease can be diminished by not mouth breathing. I would have said that I was not a mouth breather. I would have said that I was a nose breather. I don't think I am. I think I'm a pretty heavy mouth breather, to be honest. I did know that when I fell asleep on public transport, I always woke up with my mouth open, which was not my favourite. I did joke that I was going to take my mouth shut when I went to Hong Kong and was on my own on the flight. I didn't, but I was tempted. But I know that that's a thing. But I would have said just like day to day, walking around the house, I'm a nose breather. I really don't think I am. I went for a walk the other day at lunchtime when I was in the office, and I consciously closed my mouth while I was walking. That was so difficult. I was like, I don't feel like my nostrils are taking in enough air. And I think that might just be because I'm so used to mouth breathing. So I have been taping my mouth. What did I just do with that tape? It's almost invisible. I have been taping my mouth up. I'll show you and then obviously remove it because that's not conducive for making a video. Like this. Just do this. Just as whatever you've got lying around, literally just use some sellotape. Just do this. Now, if you're at home, do it for like half an hour. Just while you're around the house. I think you'll be really shocked because I put this on my mouth and I was typing up a blog post for Substack. Within 10 minutes, I was like, I feel weird. I feel, you know that feeling when you go outside and the breath, you know, your lungs feel different. The way that the air is in your body feels different because the outside fresh air is different than the recycled inside air. It was like that, but I was just sitting in my living room. So literally, just like that. It stays on my mouth all night. no problem. If I'm doing this, I might as well do this. I already look crazy, you know, while I'm there, in for a penny. And so I literally sleep like this. Not with these, I'll take these off before. But I literally sleep like this, and then in the morning, first of all, I tend not to wake up as much in the night. This is very short-lived experiment, so give me another 6 months and I'll be like, yeah, I stopped doing that. But right now, I'm really enjoying it. And like I say, there were other benefits. Do your own research. Decide for yourself whether or not it's worth a punt. But it is not, to me, like, there were no negatives. Apart from the fact that you look stupid, there were no negatives. And I do feel like I have learned something about myself, and that is that I am a mouth breather. So I am now consciously throughout the day trying to remind myself to breathe through my nose, because that is, even without the mouth taping, that is supposed to be better for you. While we're on mouths, I am literally, have you ever in your life finished a lip balm? Second of all, finished a lip balm and liked it so much that you are digging out the remnants? That is what I am doing with this. This will be in this month's favourites. This month's favourites? Well, yes, but this month's empties. It's the Blister Lip Infusions Restore. I don't know if I've found this exact one online in the past, but there's a blue one, very similar. It is the most moisturising lip balm ever. It is truly the most hydrating, and especially because my skin has been so dry. Thanks perimenopause, thanks winter, thanks just, you know, life. But because my skin's been so dry, and then I've been doing the lip taping, even more necessary to have a great lip balm. So again, I don't think lip balm is an exciting product, especially something from Blister, definitely not a sexy company, called Lip Infusions Restore. You know, this feels like, it's not cute, but it's very much a necessary part of my routine. So far, looking good, right? Okay, let me end on a real high note. This, I can't be without. And this is, I suppose I'm talking about like nighttime favourites. This is a bit of a come to bed with me, if you will. But these are just general unsexy favourites. They just happen to all happen at night. I'm not down with that like morning shed thing. I'm not covering myself and like slugging my face and all of those things. The things that I am doing are either very basic and not exciting, like the E45 and the lip balm and the eye drops, or just things that I genuinely feel like are going to make my life better. The mouth taping. The only thing that is kind of partial morning shed is this, and I'm only doing this because I'm doing this, and while I'm doing this, I may as well do this. But honestly, the jury's out on this. The mouth taping is the thing. I'm not recommending the face taping, because I think that could be nonsense. I can't open this. Oh, do you know what? I just finished watching that apple cider vinegar. Did you see that? Amazing. You should totally watch that. Absolutely incredible. And from an influencer perspective, honestly, I mean, I talked a little bit about the supplements. I was like, what did I talk about? The supplements that I'd been taking in the last vlog. And after watching that, I'm very, very aware that I need to tell people. I mean, I'm not trying to lead someone down the garden path like this woman in the thing was, but very, very aware that I do need to be careful about promoting things that could be health, that could be, like I did a sponsorship for Better Health last week, and I feel really good about that. I know that some people have seen some articles, but they felt like, you know, there's this problem and there's that problem. I did do my own research ahead of agreeing to do that sponsorship, and I felt good giving them my information, using the service, and then ultimately recommending the service after I tried it. I had tried it before for someone. That's not my story to tell, but I'd had my experience that I felt like I was okay in promoting that service. But after watching this thing, I'm like, maybe even that is in my grey area of we don't promote these things, you know? Again, don't feel any kind of way. I feel comfortable having promoted that, but moving forward, there are lots of things I won't promote. And anything I feel like is in the realm of health, like it could be damaging to someone, I won't do. I always say, if I wouldn't promote something, like my like benchmark is, would I want someone to influence my child to do this, to pay their money for this, or to use this service? And if the answer is yes, or, you know, ambivalent to it, then absolutely I'm fine with it. But anything to do with health, And, you know, maybe that should extend to mental health. Right, so this is the cold patch. It is like if you've ever used, not forehead, a Cool and Soothe, it's like that. It's like kind of cottony on one side, so like a matte material, like a cotton pad. And then on the other side, it's this gel that goes wherever you want it to go. But for me, it goes on my back, and I'm gonna have to try and do this by myself, which I don't usually do. Oh. Okay, then we're gonna lean against the door. I'm the least flexible person with my upper body. It's actually a little bit embarrassing. I said in a vlog that beginning of this year, I was really, really great at doing my new stretches and my weights and stuff that I committed to doing for longevity, because I want to be strong and I want to be able to, I want to just like be able to live in the later years of my life. I don't want to have put all of my eggs in my vanity basket and I spend all this time on moisturising and eye patches and, you know, red light therapy and all of that stuff, and then I don't spend any time on my physical health. This year I want to really focus on that, because I want my last half, I want my second act, my second half of life, assuming I get to 80, to be healthy and for me to be able to get around, and, you know, I want longevity. So I did talk about that in the vlog earlier on today, because I fell off the wagon a little bit with all of that because I was poorly towards the end of January, and I kind of feel like I'm now coming out of it again. Spring is coming in my mind. I know it's going to probably snow, but it is coming in my mind, and I'm like, I'm ready to jump back in. And every time I put on a cold patch, I think, this is great, but do those weights. In fact, as soon as I finish filming this video, I'm going to go downstairs into the living room and I'm going to do my weights. But what is amazing about this is it completely, like, it's now, I should have shown you it. I probably still can. So it's completely stuck to my back. I say that. It would be if someone had potentially helped me stick it to my back a little bit better. But you can see it there. It's very adhered to my back. It'll stay on all day. I can't, like, you can't see it underneath things. Like if I put it there and I had a skin tight thing on, it's not bulky. It's nothing like the heat pad. The heat pad that you get from the same brand, the Deep Heat instead of the Deep Freeze, is very light. It falls off really easily. It's like got grains in it. This is nothing like that, and it is so effective. It's so cooling. The minute it is in the air, it is the exact same feeling as someone putting deep heat on your skin, which I love, that like feeling. And it gives me so much relief. I had one in my work bag the other day, and my friend was saying her back was really, really sore. I was like, let me put this on for you. She couldn't believe the relief that it gave her. It's absolutely incredible. What did I do with it? Show you it again. Here we go. I think they're about £2 from the shop. And if you, like me, take more painkillers than you would like to, or maybe you're trying to reduce the amount of painkillers that you take, that is a really good way to do it. So that is it. They're all of my unsexy favourites of the moment. My favourite things that are not cute, but pretty essential, and things I want to recommend. I know this was such a ramble. I was going to say, hopefully this wasn't too long. It was really long, but you have also told me you like a long video, so I don't know. Hopefully you liked that it was long. I will be back next week. I've got so many ideas for videos in February. I'm feeling really energized. So let me know if there's anything specific you would like to see. But in the meantime, happy Valentine's Day again. And yeah, have a great weekend.